Okay, y'all, we got Prentice Wilson up in the house, school owner in Colorado. When I
Yeah.
first met him, I didn't even know it was people that looked like me in Colorado. So when he said Colorado, that kind of baffled me. But he's a school owner. Let's get this thing started. Prentice, can you tell them? Let's start with your childhood. Did you grow up in Colorado or did you move there?
No,
So tell us
no.
a little bit about your childhood.
My childhood, I grew up in North and South Carolina. So I grew up in both North and South Carolina.
Okay. And as a child, what were you doing?
As a child, I was playing football. That was my dream.
Were you playing Pee Wee football or tell us about the journey?
Part one of football, all the way up to high school, off to college for a little bit, and that journey didn't pan out. So I ended up going enlisting into the military, and that's how I got to Colorado.
Oh, from the military. Now, what position did you play in football?
I played running back and I played cornerback and safety.
Were you any good?
I was all right. I was all right.
So what was you doing in high school if you was good?
I was playing football, and I was actually cutting hair too. So I got started cutting hair when I was 13.
And what made you join the military?
Um, I had a couple of children, so at the time it wasn't panning out for me the way that I thought it would pan out, and football had just it didn't go my way. So I said I was actually watching the movie Boys in the Hood. I saw Ricky join the military after thinking about football, the military, and then football. Then I said, you know what? Me and a couple of my partners and my cousin, we went down to the recruiting station, and I said, I'm gonna go to the Navy first. But then the guy came out, and he had some little tight pants on. I said, nah, I ain't gonna do that. I said, I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna go into the Army. So I went over to the Army. When I went to the Army, it's kind of like opened my eyes to seeing a different side. Because I had never been to the West. I only been up the East Coast from down south to north. So it opened my eyes to a lot of different things.
So when you were in the military, what were you doing? What were you doing in the military, Prentice?
I was actually a tanker. I was on tanks. Like
Okay.
I was on tanks.
And how long were you in the military?
4.5 years.
Now, were you cutting hair in the military too?
I was. I was like
How was that?
I was that go-to guy in the military cutting hair. Like while all my friends out partying, I was in the barracks cutting hair.
So when you got out of the military, tell us about that.
When I got to the military, I ended up thinking that I thought the military was going to be a long haul thing for me, but I got to the military thinking that the streets was going to be a better place. But I guess the government had another place for me, so I ended up going to the federal penitentiary, um, living the street life. But that was a setback for me. That was a setback for me, but for a better comeback. So I actually thank God for allowing me to go to the federal penitentiary. To be honest, I'm gonna be honest with you. That really opened my eyes. I thought I was doing something, but when I got in there and got to just mingling and talking with other people that had worse situations than I did, so it really opened my eyes. So I saw that when I got out, I was determined to do what God gave me a gift to do: cut hair. He didn't give me a gift to play football because I played up to my limits. So I moved on to what He gave me a gift to do is cut hair.
So when you got out, did you start cutting hair?
I did. When I got out, I started cutting hair. I ended up going to work for a guy, and the guy actually works for me now. But I ended up going to work for a guy for like 6 months, and then I opened up my own shop.
Now how did you climb the ladder so fast when you got out?
Um, just had a little bit of. I came out hard working, to be honest. I came out hard working. I didn't come out flamboyant. I didn't come out spending money on everything. My kids were taken care of. and I just actually, like I said, I just actually just saved my money and I was determined to get a business to open up.
Now, when you got in trouble, was your mom living?
Oh, she was. Yeah, she was.
How did she feel?
Uh, she felt like she actually kind of felt like I mean, she kind of felt bad though. She did, but she didn't kind of like she didn't really show it, but I could tell she felt bad. She would always write me letters and talk about because we stayed in a bad neighborhood, but raising she did the best she could do, and me going to the military and going off and being a young man and figuring out things on my own was, like I said, I don't think I would trade my mom in for the world. She did that. She did all she could do, and would still do it if she had to do it again.
So you started working in this barbershop, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you worked there for 6 months.
I worked there for 6 months.
And then you opened your own shop.
Then I opened my own shop. As soon as they gave me my release papers from halfway house.
We can't hear you.
So as soon as they gave me my release papers from the halfway house,
Mm-hmm.
I went to open my own shop.
Now, how did you get customers?
Just the word of mouth. I had a lot of business cards, and I had a lot of people just working for me, going to spread out the market for me, just spread the word, and passing out a lot of business cards. To be honest, I went through my first set of business cards. When people talking about they want to buy 500 business cards, nah, I was buying like 10,000 business cards, and I knew out of every 100, I would get at least 10 customers. Out of every 100 that I put out, so I was keeping track of what customers I would get.
So you wasn't scared to approach these people and give them a card, because a lot of people out
No,
here.
not at all. Not at all. That's what I teach in my school. No, don't be scared, because you're gonna get no's. Don't worry about the no's. Don't worry about the no's, because them no's can turn into yeses overnight. Don't worry about the no's.
So now you open your own shop. Then what?
I opened my own shop, and I was like the first. I was the only person in there working, and I was like, man, like I know how to hustle. So like hustling was not the thing. I said, man, how am I gonna fill this shop up? Like, so I end up taking some barbers that wasn't licensed, and just putting them in the place, trying to give them an opportunity to make money, because I know some of them didn't have, but they had talent and skill. And I kept saying, like, one day, man, one day, State Board gonna come in here. One day State Board gonna come in here. And Lord knows that one day they came in there and they hit me. And when I took that, so I had to go take a health and wellness class. So I was sitting in that class, I was like, I know good and well I'm not the only one in this class. And it was like me and like 3 other people in the class. But I'm like, so we all got hit for the same thing. So I'm saying to myself, like, it gotta be a better way. It gotta be a better way. But I didn't see and let me be honest, I didn't see it back then when I got hit from the state board. It took COVID to hit before I stepped out the porch to say, man, I want to open a school. And it took you as seeing you on social media to give me the you know saying, the hope and the drive and, you know saying, determination to even push toward a school. But it was in the back of my mind the whole time. But like you said earlier, what does it take for people to get up and go? It is kind of hard, because it's like the work you got to put behind it, and you because it's not easy. It's not overnight success and overnight process either. It's you just got to stand strong and stand firm behind what you're going for, and what the biggest goal is. The biggest goal is to get open and stay open. But being like this, listen to the young lady talk earlier. it's just staying open, like staying open and being a private school and feeling like you begging young people to come to your craft and the craft that you feel like you done for like over 30 years. Because I've been in the game almost 35 years. So it's like somebody like play with your craft or play with anything that you got love for, you love, it's kind of hard. And it seems like you're trying to force somebody to make money. It's kind of hard too to see.
When COVID, when you saw me during COVID, what were you online or Googling? Tell us about that.
Yeah, I was on Instagram. And I was like, man, this man is funny. I said, this man is funny. Because I think what got me when I saw you with the
hair unit.
With the hair unit, it was flying off your head. That was one of them. Then the second one was when I saw you was behind cut off behind the chair like an old lady. You had like a little walker. And I said, man, this man funny, man. I said, I do not want to be like that little old lady. You know what I'm saying? But my family, and let me go back a little bit. A lot of my family members, they in the hair business too. They in the hair and that exact thing about the behind the chair, I seen that with my own family though. I seen that with my own family standing behind the chair and still trying to make money. But it's just, to me, I don't see it like that. I look at it like, I love this craft this much that I stand behind this chair because I want to, not because I got to. Because I want to, and I just love, I just love cutting hair. That's just, I mean, that's just one skill that God gave me that I just love doing. Like I said, football was one of them. Football and soccer was one of them. But I just played them I would play them for fun to this day. But as far as like my skill, I love being in the shop, just cutting hair, just the camaraderie. That's what I love.
Now, when you saw those funny videos, were you thinking it was real, or what made you dig into the school?
No, I thought, like she said earlier, I thought it was a scam. I thought it was a scam at first. I thought it was a scam. I was like, man, this dude is just funny. I mean, I thought it was like just skits, just skits. But then I kept seeing it come up. It kept coming up. It kept coming up. It kept coming up. Every time I get on social media, it was coming up. It was flashing. So I said, you know what? This must be a sign of God telling me that, man, call this man, get in touch with this man, and see how can he help you get to where you need to be. And I think, but when I mentioned it to one of my partners, he told me that his dad from Nashville. He said, man, my dad know that guy. I was like, for real? I said, yeah, right. So he said, I said, for real? I said, man, see if you can get a hold of him. But I don't think he didn't get a hold of me until after I already had knew you. I had like we had already introduced ourselves.
So did I call you or you called me? How did that go?
You called. I signed up for one of your consultations, and then you called me and you asked me what was I was interested. I told you I wanted to do the your program. And I think at the time it was the platinum. It was a platinum program, or it might have been the bronze. It was one of them, but the program when I got it, it was so helpful. It was so helpful that it was kind of like, man, how did he get this information to not just say he did it for his state or his city, but to spread it amongst all the states where it's just a plug and play for all the states.
So were you skeptical in joining, or?
At first I was, and then we talked, and I was like, you know what? I'll take chances. You know, if it don't pan out, it don't pan out. If it do, then but I took the chance and it panned out. It panned out just like so, I read through your material, and I said, hey, this is panning out.
Okay. Now take them on a journey of you opening the school. You, I guess, transitioning from the shop to opening the school. Did you tell people you was gonna open the school?
No, I didn't tell nobody at first that I opened the school. I told the young lady that helped me, the Miss Velma of my side. Well, Miss Velma was your right hand. She was a right hand for me. Me and her would sit up late nights and just go over what need to be done, what's to take place. And some nights I would get frustrated, like, man, this is not working out the way I wanted to. Like, this is taking too long. But it wasn't the process of the material. It was just dealing with the state board or whatever state you in. So like it's them. And as I said on one of the board meetings with the state board, I saw like why it was taking so long for people to get what they needed to get. I saw why it was a process, because you have people on the state board that's not even in tune in what you even trying to get done. So they don't even know. So like that's why the process took me long, about a little longer than the average. And then like they was in lingo, because me being the only private school in Colorado Springs at the time, and the first Black owner of a barber school in Colorado Springs at the time, it was kind of like mind-boggling to them, because they was like, man, how do we do this? Because my school is actually inside of my barbershop, so I just have it split. So they trying to figure out how they gonna make this work with a school in the back and a barbershop in the front. So I end up having to build a wall to make the separation.
Okay. How did you get students?
Man, I had to have throw a scholarship, like give student scholarships, and my price was so low. I'm like, man, like this is like, in my mind, coming from the streets and coming from like this, in my mind, I'm like, man, this is hustling backwards. This ain't even hustling. This ain't hustling to make no. This is hustling backwards. But then I had to get that out of my mind and say, like, you ain't doing it for the streets no more. You're doing it for success for other people's future, because you already done did yours. You already done lived the life of being a barber. Now paved the way for somebody else, and I've paved the way so much, and that having people come from, and this was another reason, coming from over having shops and having people come from schools, and you had to train them all over again. And so I was like, oh, whoa, man, I don't want my students to go out like these other schools have done me. So I'm not the only shop that has to train the students that coming straight out of school. So I didn't want to do that. So I said, let me do my own, and just not have a big school, but be in tune, like show the students that I got a little smaller private school that you can be in tune. I can be more in tune with you versus being overlooked.
How did you feel when these students would graduate from school and they didn't have the skill set? Or they just
I felt that was a scam. I felt that was a scam. I feel like that being a scam, because they like, these schools are making big money. They making big money just to pass students through, and it's not like these students are getting the education that they pay for. They're not even getting the. So they losing interest in the industry that they love, that they wanted to be part of. So the people you see that come out of these schools, they end up going to work back at Walmart, end up going to work at fast food restaurants, and it's like the love that should have been there wasn't given. So these students lose interest, and it's kind of like sad.
Now, for you to transition from the shop to the school, how did your mindset start even thinking on that level? Because there's over 1 million beauty professionals in the United States, but there are not many school owners. So how did your brain even start thinking on that level?
Like I said, just watching the transition it came from you. Like, I'm just my school's only 3 years old. So like, it's still mind-boggling to me, just coming from behind a chair to come back here and have to teach students, you know what I'm saying? But it don't bother me. I mean, like I done went through several instructors even to help me out. And to have to pay the instructors when I know it's all coming out of my pocket, it's kind of hard sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, one, the money, the students ain't paying that kind of money because they not getting. I got to lower the price all the way to bare minimum to get them into the school because I don't get no grants and nothing. Only thing I get right now is that the VA assistance that I just got awarded, and I would get like I said, I do the scholarship. I give them $1,000 scholarship, and that's just a incentive to even try to get them in the door.
Okay, but you do have veterans VA.
Yeah, I do. Okay.
Are you gonna do the accreditation too?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the accreditation.
Okay. Now, when the state, can you tell them about when the state board came out to inspect?
Oh yeah, when the state board came out to inspect, it was like we was all. The lady said, we was all in the office and thinking like, yeah, we can't wait for you to come back so we can see how this gonna work, how that's gonna work out. So she started. So I couldn't do it but laugh when she said it, and so she started laughing. I started laughing. I'm just like, yeah, I was thinking when you came in here that she was gonna say, nah, this ain't gonna work. When she came in, she was like, nah, that's good. You put this together well. I'm just like saying to myself, like, man, I probably could have went a little shorter. So I'm like I said, it's not a big school, but it's enough to get, you know what I'm saying, for me to have skin in the game. And I'm not trying to have a huge school. I'm just trying to look in these shops one day and say, man, that student went to my, or that barber that barber went to my school. That's all I'm looking. That's all I'm looking for. I'm not looking for nothing to become be the highest man on the totem pole. So I don't like. I think I done it enough without getting paid. Like talk and just to see these barbers are out here right now and they have top notch shops, and I didn't even get paid for that. I didn't even get paid for that at all. It just goes back to like when I look in them and when I look at them doing well, I don't even look for no accolades or nothing from that. I just look at the transparency of them from when they couldn't cut to where they at now. So it just, you know what I'm saying, puts a smile on my face and keep going on. And now I know I got more work to do.
Now, what did people say when you got to school, when you became a school owner?
Oh man, it was a kind of like a lot of, oh man, I'm gonna come to your school. I want to come to your school. I want to do this. I want to do that. And as soon as I start telling about the price, man, it just looked like they went the opposite direction. Because you got to remember, I'm not accredited, so I can't give them no kind of assistance. I can't give them no kind of assistance of like a accreditation school would. So now if they gotta pay out of pocket. So it comes to a point where they saying like, man, I ain't got no money. I ain't got no money, man. So I gotta front all that up front to get them even in the school. So it's like so we're like I said, it took a toll on me from the beginning. But now it's like kind of like panning out. It's kind of like, and I ain't gonna say it's panning out. I'm just staying afloat. I'm staying afloat until I get to where I need to be.
Well, once you get accredited, things are going to change. Because I shared my journey,
right,
everything, right. But when the accreditation came and started getting the government money, it was a total different ball game. So, yeah. Now, go ahead.
Go ahead. I said, like I said, my school, I ain't got the best equipment, but I ain't got, and I'm not even really, because it ain't even about the equipment you have. It's about what you teach these children, these students. Don't worry about, because I always tell, I was just telling the students the other day, Clippers, they coming out like Jordans. You see Jordans come out almost every other week. Clippers come out like that too. Don't spend your time trying to buy all these Clippers and you can't even service nobody with these Clippers. So just hold off, get a nice pair of Clippers and start on that journey like that. And then once you start making money, then you go buy what you need to buy. But Don't spend all your money buying all the clippers and you ain't got the skill.
Now when it rains, does it rain inside your school?
When it rains,
Mhm.
a little bit. It used to. It don't not no more though.
Right, because that's how mine was.
Hey, I used to have this little bucket right here in the middle of the floor. Hey, but they came and fixed the roof, so I'm good now.
That's good.
I
Now,
would I want to give like a little tour of the school so you can see like how big my school is not that big. But I'm gonna
how
give you a
many
little.
square feet is it?
I say it's like 700 square feet right now.
Okay.
Just yeah,
All right.
700.
Now, have you heard of Paul Mitchell?
I have.
Do you know his story?
I do know a story. Yeah, I do.
No, he started out of the trunk of his car with $700,
Yeah.
and his product packaging was black and white because he said he couldn't afford colored ink for the packaging.
So,
So
my first student, he left my school to go to Paul Mitchell, and I see him graduate. I was because like I said, I didn't know nothing about. At first, I didn't know nothing about teaching those students. I just knew how to teach, but teach on the level of my teaching, not on the curriculum level, right? So it was kind of hard from the beginning. So he left my school and went to Paul Mitchell, and I wasn't mad at him at all. I wasn't upset. He thought I was gonna be mad. Like, no, I'm not upset. Listen, I want you to get the best of the best. Even though I can cut good, I can do good. I don't want to waste your time or make you feel like you obligated to stay here at all. I want you to go get the best of the best. And right now, it just ain't the time for you to get it. Ain't the time.
he had to come back to you to learn how to cut our hair.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Because they're not gonna learn how to cut curly, wavy, kinky hair, or texture hair.
But me personally though, they got some instructors over there that actually do good. Though. You know what I'm saying? They got some good. Paul Mitchell, like I can't say nothing bad. I can't say nothing bad about nobody's school. You know what I mean? I'm only worried about mine, so I can't really talk too bad or say nothing bad.
I'm not saying.
No. I'm not saying you are, but I'm just saying, like when people talk about the different schools and what they do over there, man, I just know there are some good and there are some bad. You take the good with the good and the bad with the bad. But when you run with them, whatever you got good out of it, then you go and whatever you got bad, you learn from the bad, and you just keep pushing.
And you can take that one thing, because the school I went to was in the hood. I've been like 34 years. I cannot use a razor. I can't do a color relaxer. I can't cut straight hair. I can't use the shears. So you can take that one thing and go all the way to the top.
You sure can. Sure can.
And I'm not ashamed to tell y'all that I can't do any of that stuff. I can
I tell you though, Chin, like me, and everybody know it. I don't do color. Like color is not like ain't never been my thing. I hire a young lady to come in and she do all my color and she do all my cutting with shears. Like she do all my long like the long hair cutting with shears. She teach all my students that. And my thing has always been like you said, the school you went to, I learned shears a different way. So like when I use shears now, I use shears of my own taught way, not. And mine was trial and error. Mine was not somebody taught me, So and I'm not ashamed to say that either. But I've made enough money in this game that I know what to do and what not to do, and I know what to teach. Have the students learn. Like don't dodge nothing. Don't be like me. Don't dodge nothing. Don't if somebody's teaching it, hey, all ears open.
So during COVID, what was your experience during COVID?
As far as like barbering?
Yeah, because you was at home. So did it give you time to relax, rest, think? What was you doing?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't at home. I was in the shop planning. I was in the shop planning.
Okay.
Like planning like what my next move is gonna be.
Let me see. So you said the school is like 700 square feet.
Oh yeah, let me show you the school. I'm on my my laptop, so I'm not on my screen. So
Okay.
this is my school right here. So back at the back. That's the lockers and everything for the students.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Looks better than school.
Say again.
Better than my school, Prentice.
Nah, Chin. Hey, Chin, it's a lot of work, man. Nah. It look good now than before.
Mm.
I mean, I'm saying it's not the best, but you know, in the day, I'm starting somewhere. Once you know, like I'll spend a lot of money though. I'll spend a lot of money just to keep this school, just stay afloat and stay in the under the radar of I guess the people that don't want to see you succeed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just stay out the way of them and try to keep, you know what I'm saying, try to keep my just focus on my students, not what the streets or what anybody else is talking about.
Well, the number one thing Miss Velma told me was start small.
Yes.
That's what she told me. And if I had not done that,
hey, because I'm gonna tell you what I was about to do first, though, Chin. I'm gonna tell you what I was about to do first. So it's a building next door to me, and see, I know like if I would have did what my mind, what I was thinking of doing, because I was thinking about what people in the streets will want to see, man, I would be under right now. I probably wouldn't have this shop or nothing right now, because I would have been paying rent on something that I probably had to move in that place to live. Like, yeah, you know, so I had to move to that place to live. Like I wouldn't have had nowhere to live because it would have took me under. Like because it's a big place. Just my the way I drew it out, I thought, but you know, starting this small has like I said, opened my eyes and saw, you know what I'm saying? Like, and when I try to get like instructors to come in, like the first thing they always ask you, how much can you gonna pay me? How much you gonna pay me? So you know that sends a like, you know what? I'm gonna leave you over there because at the end of the day, like you don't look at none of these kids as you know what I'm saying, as paving the way or nothing. But you've been in the game for this long, so that means that you ain't giving back to nothing. So I opened a nonprofit that I just to help the kids out. It's called Guns Down, Clippers Up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to so what I'm doing now is trying to get the kids off the streets and trying to get put the guns down and just come up and pick up the Clippers.
Okay. Miss Velma had said, she told me, she said, Chin, don't even think about hiring an instructor until you got at least 20 students. She said, you got 20 students by yourself. So I ain't hired an instructor for years. Now you working towards your accreditation. Are you going to a workshop or tell us about that, your goals on that?
Yeah. So I'm gonna go to the a workshop because I'm in a limbo with, you remember we spoke about this other day with with NASA and the other one.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, we spoke about the other day. So I'm still in limbo with that. So I'm gonna make a decision next month which one I'm actually pick to use. So not no rush, not too much in a rush to do it, but I'm gonna get it. And one of my mistakes that I did do when I first started, I had my tuition so high. And I ain't gonna say so high, but I had not reasonable for kids because I was looking at the kids that kept coming in. Like people was like trying to pawn, like they was trying to pawn their stuff to get their kid to come in school. Like they was pawning stuff. Uh, I'm like, nah, I don't want you even have to do all that. You just come in with something. I know I give what what I can. But you know, sometimes you know, sometimes when you give people too much, then they try to take advantage of your kindness. So it's like you gotta pick the. Sometimes you gotta be the bad guy. Sometimes.
So what advice would you give these barber, stylists, nail techs, estheticians who are working in the shop and they thinking about opening the school? They want to open the school, but it's almost like there's a but, like this
Yeah.
excuse or whatever. So what would you tell them?
You gotta be disciplined. You gotta be disciplined. You gotta whoever like once you follow Chin's blueprint, you gotta be disciplined and not think that that it's gonna come overnight, because you're gonna get some paperwork sent back to you that's not right. When you go to whatever state you're in, you're gonna get some paperwork that's gonna go back. But the thing is, it ain't gonna nobody's gonna push you. Nobody's gonna push you. You gotta be able to have the willpower to push yourself. If you don't push yourself, your dreams can only be your dreams. And nobody would never know it because you ain't never did it. So you got to be able to come off the porch and do it yourself.
Any other advice you would give some potential new school owners?
Yes, I would give them don't once you buy into the program of Chin's Millionaire Barber program, continue. Don't let nobody get in your ear tell you that this ain't work for you. This ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work for you. This ain't gonna work. Hey, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. That means that you got to put in the hard work and dedication. Look at Amazon. Amazon wasn't here overnight. It came about, and it pushed out all the other stores. So at the end of the day, it might I just heard a young lady say she's been had a school for 10 years, still in the private sector. So it ain't, like I said, it ain't gonna come overnight. So continue to push and continue to remember what your goal is. Put your goal where it's at. And sometimes we got to come off that low ceiling thinking. We be on low ceiling thinking, and then sometimes we kill our own dreams. We got to look in the mirror and say, hey, I got this. I'm moving forward. With or without anybody else, I'm moving forward.
Now let me see. Somebody asked, what was your tuition?
my tuition from the beginning was like $7,500.
Okay.
And that was a killer to the community I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
Now I moved it down to like 4,300. Now just imagine 4,300 for 12 months. Now, what kind of money is that? You know what I'm saying? That's not no money. That's like no money. That's some people's monthly salary. So you think teaching a kid for 12 months or even 10 months, whatever your state require, whatever. That is not no, that's not no. So you gotta sacrifice. You gotta sacrifice. Like the whatever cars you got, that's whatever bills you got, whatever you gotta be willing to sacrifice. If you ain't willing to sacrifice, I'm gonna tell you this game ain't for this new career ain't for you.
How much are haircuts at your school?
At my school, $25.
$25 for a haircut.
$5. But they getting a wash, haircut. Yeah, it's $25. They getting a wash, haircut, and they kind of get like pampered a little bit too. We start off with $10. We start off $10 and then move up to $25.
When I first opened my school back in 1998, kids was $3, adults was $5.
But not to insult your age, but that's
hey, age. Look, I'm 53 and I feel like I'm 23.
I'm 47.
You're 47.
I'm 47, so I'm like,
hey, I'm happy to tell people my age.
Yeah, me too. No shame. But I got so one of my sons, he graduated my school and went off to the military. So he's been cutting and doing well in the military. I got my other son, he graduated, both of them graduated college already.
They graduated from college.
Yeah, they graduated college already.
Mine is 4 months. I got a 4-month-old, Prentice. See, I'm young.
I ain't got no 4 months old. But he graduated. Both of them graduated college, and one already he finished barber school here, and the other one is in barber school now, and
Okay.
and he'll finish in like March, and he go out to the Air Force as well.
So how you feel? How does it make you feel for your sons to be doing so well?
They feel, to be honest, they feel good. I'm one of them parents. I'm one of them dads. Man, I show my kids love, but I kind of like, I don't want them to say it's a handout. I want them to know that they get it. They get it on their own, and not the help. I guide them versus like giving it to them.
Okay. Let's see. Do you have time for a few questions?
I do.